What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pinhook Outdoors. I'm about to go on a little bit of a journey here, do one of my favorite things that I really like to do, especially post cold front. Well, I guess I can't really call it a cold front because it's still summer-ish weather, but it definitely cooled down some. We had a front move through the last 2 days. There's another system possibly moving in here in a few days from the tropical storm down in the Gulf. So today really is kind of one of those high-pressure system days. Looking up in the sky, there's not many clouds, pretty blue skies. So I'm going to do some live bait fishing. I'm going to drift some minnows under bobbers. It seems to always get some sort of bites out of something. It's going to be a multi-species venture. I really don't even know what I'm targeting. I just like to catch some big fish. So could be getting a mixed bag of catfish or bass, white bass, crappie. Now that I know that there are drum in this section of the river, I could get into some of those. But it's always fun, you know, it's always a fun time. This is one of my favorite ways to fish because you just really never know what you're going to get, and you can't get into some really big fish too. So going to be drifting minnows under a slip bobber, and then also too, if I get any little rock bass or anything, I'm going to bring a big catfish setup with me and throw that out there, see if there aren't any big flatheads hanging around. So hopefully we get into some fish, hopefully we get into some big fish, and stay tuned, we'll see what we get. Here we are. Nice deep hole right here with a nice current flowing in. It's probably about, I don't know, I think it's about 7 or 8 feet right out there. Deepest spot in this area. Take our minnow, hooking through the meat of the tail. And sometimes they go fast here, so let's see. Toss it right there at the head of the hole, open up the bail, keep letting the line out, and when she disappears, we know we got one. Sometimes they're all up here at the head of the hole, and sometimes they're all down there at the tail end of it. This is a good way to find out exactly where they're at. That's the one thing, if you're ever trying to figure out where the fish are, bobber fishing is a good way to do it because you can change the depths. You can drift stuff into different areas of a hole like this. It'd be kind of a helpful tool. And you'll see me doing this when I'm drifting line and let line out. I keep my hand over it because it's easier to keep control of it, or how much you want to let out or not. If you keep opening and closing the bail, you'll kind of zigzag your drift, which sometimes works, but typically I like a straight line drift through a current like that, and to be able to really control how much line I'm letting out. And it's easy too to close the bail real fast and set the hook. Keeps you from having too much slack. And too much slack when you try and set the hook on something like this, you're gonna miss that fish more times than not. Let's try a little bit closer to this side now. Oh, that may have been bottom. Yeah, minnow's still alive. I get into some pretty big crappie down here. Caught plenty of 12 and 15 inches. That's just a little one there. Borderline bait size. I think I'll put him in the bucket just in case I don't get any rock bass, but I'll surely throw out a big live bait here at some point when the sun gets a little lower. So prefer not to use the crappie, but I will if I have to, so we'll just find out. Looks like I might have found a treasure. I'll show you guys there in a second once I move back down. Somebody lost what looks to be a nice jitterbug or something there. I will definitely be retrieving that. Actually looks like a square bill crank. That KVD 1.5 crawdad color. I'll use that. I'm gonna retrieve it. I'm gonna throw this out here while I do it. See if anything hits right there while we do this. Somebody was so kind to get this snagged and not come for it. Oh no, it's a wake bait. me a good wake bait. It's a good color too. It's clipped off here. I'll get the excess line in. That way I'm not pulling up the hooks all over it. See? That's a good one there. XPS. Clean up this nasty line as much as we can with all the shit all over it. Cool. Found a nice lure. That's always a bonus. Thank you to whoever didn't come to get it back. Much appreciated. Fish on. Had the camera off, just hooked a little smallmouth right here. Trying to see if I can get a rock bass so I can throw this line out for a little bit. And he hit it right there. Probably about a 12-inch smallmouth. Something ain't big. White bass. I'll let you go. Although you'd be about bait size. It's the most angular looking white bass I've caught in a while. While I was sitting there rigging up this guy's cousin, this big old slab hit it. Now he will not go out for bait. He's way too big for that. But that's a big crappie there. That would be a nice one to keep. Let's see if he's not getting himself caught underneath something. Get a picture of this guy. Let you go back. That was probably a good 12 or 13 inch crappie. Like to let those ones go in here, although like I said, if I was keeping for meat, that would have been a nice fryer there. So I did not eat dinner before coming out here tonight, and I can smell every restaurant up the river here. It's starting to drive me crazy. I definitely smell burgers. And I have no burgers at home, so that's kind of a bit of a tease. Hammered it. That was one of the most vicious crappie hits I've ever had in my life. And that's the crappie I get out of it. Like a 7-inch black crappie. Ow. You know, I'm gonna put you in the bait bucket. I should respect you more for that hit, but just in case I do get a big old hit on Mr. Catfish rod here, I want to back up. Go. Got it. Another crappie. Kind of the in-between size between the really big and the little ones. I keep saying it, but eventually I am going to get a mess of crappie out of here. This is a really good crappie fishery for a river. I don't seem to have any problem catching numbers inside, so I don't feel bad about taking them out of here. The only thing is just this river historically has battled some pollution issues, so a little bit worried about eating too many fish out of here, but I think I could be okay eating some crappie. There are walleye, and I've talked with my buddies that work in the DNR, and they're both saying if they ever get a walleye out of here, they're going to keep it and eat it. So I guess the DNR guys are saying it's okay. I might give it a shot because I have a spot I hit in the winter time. I usually get a couple walleye out of it every year, and they're usually good sized ones too. I don't catch a lot of real little ones. Got another crappie. Must be a nice school of them here. Catching some flatfish, inland flounders. Yeah, sun's getting pretty low. I'm not gonna give this too much longer. They're really prepared. I mean, I have a headlamp with me, but I didn't really prepare to be down here after dark, especially out on the rocks like this. Never really a good idea. From the bank, it's okay. I don't mind actually crossing the dam in the dark, but I really don't like trying to cross these rocks when it's dark. Be planning my exit here in the next couple minutes. I just had one really nice fish on right here. So, of course I can't let it go. Ah, those feel like sizable fish right there too. I don't know if they're crappie or not. Probably the way they're hitting, but they feel bigger than the ones I've been catching for the most part. There's no way that's that crappie. That is a slab. There are tons of crappies up here right now. Another nice one. I mean, these are slabs. Look at this thing. Man, if I was keeping crappie tonight, whew, I'd have a nice mess. But I think it's about time to go. I mean, that's a beauty there. That's a good 10, 11 inch crappie. No shortage of them in this river. Try one more minnow and then I'm getting out. There we go. Oh, that didn't take long. Oh, they're just chasing bait fish all through here. I mean, there's probably 100 crappie down there. go. Come on, give me one more slab for the end of the night here. Well, wasn't the best night down here for drifting minnows. Usually it's pretty successful. You get a few big fish. Did catch some big crappie, caught a lot of crappie, a couple white bass, a couple little smallmouth. So mixed bag, fun evening. You know, the year's kind of winding down almost, it seems. We're just zipping through these last few warm months. So getting as much in as I can, and hopefully going to be bringing you guys some more content. So until next time, catch you outside.